Hi, Mark Lee here, founder, CEO of IvyZen. I just want to talk to you a little bit about reverse engineering. We actually have a lot of families who work in the tech sector, and about 10 years ago, we had one student whose dad was a CEO at a large tech company, and he was an engineer by trade. And he kept telling me, like, Mark, how do we reverse engineer the college applications? And at the time, I didn't really understand what he was talking about, what he was trying to get at. But for like a year and a half, I just thought about it, and I thought that is actually the smart way to do it. And it dovetailed with our approach. We're a very no nonsense type of company. The work and providing value, all that stuff comes first. So, if we have a great product that matches a student, but they've already paid, and we're 2 years into the consulting, we don't go to the parents and say, "Hey, we have this new product. It could really help. This new club that we found, or some new partnership that we made. Give us more money." We just do it for free, just because we know it's going to help that student. And then we have things that we used to do that we found evidence that it doesn't help our students get into colleges, so we just drop them, and we don't do those things anymore. So we're really no nonsense, and we always came at it from the angle, the approach was, what's really going to help our students. Let's not waste time and precious time and energy. But this idea of reverse engineering was great, and it's a great way to explain how to approach college admissions. Okay, so I'm talking to all the 8th, 9th, 10th grade parents out there, and students. When you're trying to decide what activity should I do this year, what classes should I take, what program should I get involved with, the answers are pretty simple. Take a look at the college application, and you can kind of get some guidance from that. Okay, think about it. If you do something that you cannot physically write about or record on the college application later on, and you're doing it specifically to help with college admissions, why would you do it? It's a total waste. So one of the main takeaways, and we talk about this all the time, is this jack of all trades approach that a lot of people take. And the reason I hate it so much is because, first of all, what it is I'm going to do 20 different activities, and I'm going to spend an hour a week on them. So just a little bit, but spread out all over the place. And the reason I don't like it is because it's really just based on fear. It's not based on anything positive. It's not based on, I love all 20 activities. It's based on, I'm scared I'm not going to get in, so I'm going to just scatter, shotgun approach everything, just so the admissions officer doesn't think I'm a loser. It's a very negative kind of approach. But at the end of the day, the reason we don't do that is because on the college application, on the Common App, which most schools use, there's only space for 10 activities. Okay? On MIT, it used to be 5, and now this year they shrunk it to 4. So you got 4 activities. That's all they want to know. On the Common App, they only want to know about 10. A lot of schools also ask you to write an essay about your activities, but most of them have the same essay prompt, and what it is 150 words. Tell us about one activity that is most meaningful to you. That's it. That's the prompt. Not tell us about the 50 activities you spend 30 minutes a week doing that you don't really care about. That's not the essay prompt. Okay? The essay prompt is tell us about one activity. So that's one big takeaway. You really want to focus on a small core group of activities, And even though there are 10 slots on the Common App, you really want to be thinking about 4 or 5. The first 4 or 5 should be the ones you really care about, and that you're going to spend 10 to 15 hours per season or per quarter or per semester per week doing. So really deep, getting a lot of depth in your activities. The other 5 activities, to fill out the 10 slots, you're going to have them just because the high school you're attending is going to make you do a lot of different activities anyway. You're going to be doing some sports, or you're going to be part of, the art club, or, some community service or something. You'll have those activities. You don't really have to worry about that. What you have to focus on is getting those core, deep, meaningful activities. The other thing is that, and you don't even have to look at the application. You can just go to pick 3 or 4 dream schools for you, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Stanford. Go to the admission site and they'll have a list of the essays, the essay prompts. And if you look at the essays that they ask, again, they're not asking for, tell us about all the different things that you do, or tell us about how you covered your weaknesses. They don't ask questions like that. They're not concerned about your weaknesses. What they want to know are your strengths and what's unique about you. Okay, they want to know what makes you different from the other 50,000 applicants. That's really what they're looking for. And it makes sense because it's such an easier way to process applications that way, rather than looking for weaknesses. So anyway, Stanford asks, what matters to you and why? Kind of an open-ended question, but really it's like they're trying to get at what you really care about, and what they're not telling you that, it's, you can kind of tell they're going to use that to try and figure out who are the unique students and interesting students, right? If you spend time, doing a lot of different activities, how are you going to answer that question? You're going to be like, which activity among the 20, 30 that I do should I focus on? What you'll end up doing is trying to tie a couple of them together anyway. So why not just pick one big activity and spend a lot of time on it so you have a lot of great things to write about? That's really the thing. The other, another common essay topic that you'll see is why did you choose the major on your application? And you're not gonna in that essay you're not gonna talk about the major at that school. I picked computational biology at Stanford, and just spend the entire essay talking just about that, right? You're gonna tie it to the activities that you did that are related to that major, right? So that would be a good essay. We're reverse engineering, right? That would be the result that we want. So backtrack, and how are you going to build that so you can write that essay? Well, you got to do an activity that's related to some major. And that's why we talk so much about building themes. If you build a good theme around computational biology, for example, and do a lot of activities based on that, that essay writes itself. You're just talking about your activities. A lot of our students, when they start writing their essays, they're basically just writing about everything that we worked on for the past 3 years, and they're like, this is really easy and boring. Is there something wrong? Because all my friends are really stressed out, and they're taking trips to faraway places so they can get inspiration. And we're like, why would you need inspiration? You just write about yourself and what you did. That's what they want to know, right? So a lot more to say about that. Read the articles on our website. Send us inquiries through our website. Drop us an email at info@ivyzen.net, and we will freely answer all questions related to these types of discussions. And that's it. Bye.